Hi guys, we're starting this episode of Gems of Rock a little differently this week. The episode you're about to hear, we pre-recorded about a week or two ago because we both knew we were going to have crazy schedules over the next few days, few weeks. Yeah, but yeah, I'm just taking this moment out. Obviously, earlier in the week, I was sat watching telly at home with the missus, and I got a message through on my phone from DJ, and it was an article, and it was like, "Oh Jesus, man, have you seen this?" And it was the information that Joey Jordison from Slipknot had passed away, and I hadn't seen it, and it floored me, if I'm being honest. It proper hit me. We are obviously going to do a full episode on Slipknot. I'm a massive Slipknot fan, as is DJ. We both went to see them before the event, and unfortunately, it was later on in Slipknot, so Joey wasn't actually playing with them. But yeah, we're both massive fans of Slipknot. But I started drumming in early high school, and one of, if not the inspiration for me to sort of pick up the sticks and have a go on the drum kit was Joey Jordison. I've been a massive fan of his since, I was able to understand what instruments and music were. So yeah, the news coming through that he had passed away it broke me a little bit. So I just wanted to record this little bit on my own. Obviously the DJ can't be here. I just wanted to record it at home. So again, apologies for the audio quality. You probably hear the traffic going around. Not in the usual recording space, but just as a little tribute, I guess, or a little, I don't know, a shout out to Joey. Obviously, inspired me musically, and the thousands and thousands of others that he inspired as well with his incredible drum playing as a kind of thank you and rest in peace, man. But yeah, anyway, thanks for indulging me. On to today's episode. I'll leave you there. Cheers, guys.
Hi, and welcome to the Gems of Rock podcast. I'm DJ here with my co-host DB, and we're here to talk all things rock and roll.
Hello.
Right, so on this week's episode, we're going to go for a more modern band. We're going to go for Evanescence, aren't we? That's what we want to talk about.
Defo, yeah.
But I suppose our inspiration for a lot of these podcasts is we kind of wrote artists, didn't we? Individuals, quite often the front person of a band. So, in truth, we say Evanescence, but in reality, we kind of mean Amy Lee. But I suppose they are one and the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I thought we'd kick it off with our favourite Evanescence songs, if you can pick one. Do you have one off the top of your noggin you can go for?
I really like Going Under.
That is the correct answer. This is a completely subjective thing, but if you didn't know, that was the
I've
secret
passed,
correct.
yes.
Yeah, that was the secret correct answer.
What do I win?
My continued friendship and respect.
I already had that. What else?
Oh, yeah, well, little did you know. They were thin ice, mate. You've been on thin ice. But no, I completely agree with you. Going Under. I think it's definitely in the top 3 or 4 songs without a shadow of a doubt, and I think it brings everything that Evanescence is and Amy Lee is just to the forefront, doesn't it?
It's so good. It's such a great song. I really enjoyed the music video as well. Again, it's one of those remembering from being a kid and seeing the music videos coming across Kerrang and Scuzz and different. You still channel flip between them.
Well, Scuzz isn't a thing. I love Kerrang, but Scuzz doesn't exist anymore.
Scuzz gone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
R.I.P.
But yeah, I remember the Going Under music video. But yeah, guys, it's a really great song, that.
Well, I think it's just got a softer opening, but still power coming later. You know, I think sometimes with Evanescence, depending on what mood you're into or why you're into Evanescence, probably dictates what your favourite song is.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
You know, so is it her more melodic, the more ballads, the one where it's just Amy Lee with the minimalist instrumental backing that she needs just to make it a song rather than just an a cappella?
Yeah.
But yeah, Going Under. Can you believe it only peaked at number 8?
That's insane.
It is one of her top 10 hits off her first album.
Fallen,
which was a number 1 album, of course, back in 2003. But I think for me, it is just great. Mm-hmm. Like I've been hearing it on like Virgin Radio and stuff recently. Like it still gets airtime.
Good.
You know, it still gets played, and I think we were trying to sing it early in the car and did a bit of spot shopping. And as much as Evanescence is so fun to sing along to, you can't match her. You can't match her
No.
range, the length she holds notes for. We were both just there like gasping like a couple of like asthmatics at
Trying
the
to
end.
figure out what octave I can sing this in is not close to what she's actually
Deciding
putting out.
just to sing in an octave in the first place. For me.
Well, yeah, I'm exactly the same, to be fair. But no, it's amazing, and it's nice that we both sort of gone for Going Under when the automatic song for Evanescence is always going to be Bring Me to Life, and that's what people are always going to jump to, and that's what people are going to.
I think it's hard to not say it's their best song.
Yeah.
It's their number one song.
Yeah.
Number one for 4 weeks. Back in the early 2000s, it's their only number one hit.
Yeah.
And it's got I'm pretty sure it's got the top place on Spotify. I'll just double check.
Oh, it definitely has.
514 mil. I'm looking at now. Yeah, and it's a quality song. It is a quality song because it's just a little bit of everything. Again, it's got a mixture of energy throughout, a little bit up, a little bit down. It's got a power. Mm-hmm. It's got some cracking guitar in it.
Yeah.
I think it's got some of the best guitar in it. And for me, obviously, something that many people might not know, obviously, one of the only songs that has the male vocal talent backing up Amy Lee's. Paul McCoy is the male artist. If anyone doesn't know that, Paul McCoy from a band known as the 12 Stones.
Well, that nearly stopped them. So they got signed to the record label, and they were going through what tracks they were going to release as singles, and then it was a Bring Me to Life that they were going to release the single. And the record label says, we want something familiar for listeners to listen onto this record. Whereas Amy Lee was very proud of it just being her leading the vocals and everything. She loved the band behind her, but she was very proud of it. She was the female frontman. Like front woman.
Person,
exactly, yeah. She was the presence of that band. So when they said that they wanted to bring in someone to rap a chorus or to have male presence on that record, they said no. And that was it. They got signed by the record label and they got to that point and they just went, well, no. And that was it. They stopped and they all went home for 3 weeks. And literally it wasn't going to go any further than that because she wanted to keep the integrity of her being... And like you said, it's the only song that has that male presence to it. And it was, again, she spoke about it in interviews. It's nothing a dig against Paul or the people who were trying to promote to sing on that record. But it wasn't what she wanted at the time. And then 3 weeks down the line, the record label called her again and said, we've been approached by a movie company who said that they want to use Bring Me to Life as part of the soundtrack.
It was Spider-Man, wasn't it?
It was Daredevil.
Was it Daredevil?
Very close. Yeah.
Okay.
You get points for Spider-Man. It's Marvel.
Red guy, swingers about,
New
York. I was in the right.
All the key features are there. But so they said they want Bring Me to Life, and they said if we do the male vocal part of it and we do the male vocal singing of it, it will just be for this movie. It'll be a one-time off thing. We're not going to try and get it on all the different songs within the album that you brought to us. But obviously, with it being a movie thing, it can get big. So they agreed to do it as the one-off for Bring Me to Life, and obviously that, like you said, it was their only number one hit. It blew up. It went mad.
I think for me, I must admit, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be too averse if they had a few more either male singers, male.
No, it is.
I think just to mix it up, just to I think it'd be nice. I think it's something that, not that they're missing. I think that's wrong to say, but it definitely spice it up a little bit, mix it up.
Yeah, I can see that. I can keep it different. Yeah. I do like the stuff. I like us taking that stance on it, though.
Yeah,
I think that's a really
draw a line in the
massive
sands.
power play.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, I think it's...
Like, have you listened to much of that 12 Stones, the Paul McCoy film?
So I've not listened to any of 12 Stones.
They're not bad, not bad. I kind of liken them a bit, not the band, but his particular vocal style. Skillet, John Cooper, the lead singer of Skillet.
I love Skillet.
Now, he's not got as much power and probably depth to his voice. He doesn't rap in any of his other songs. I was listening to quite a bit of 12 Stones yesterday, so it only seems to be in 12 Stone's most popular songs, he does not do a rapping verse. He's just singing.
Yeah. He might do in stuff you've not heard, but that's not what he's known for.
Not on like the more popular tracks I was listening to yesterday, but generally quite good, but similar kind of style to, if you anything like Skillet, I kind of found I wanted a bit more oomph. I found 12 Stones were a bit lacking a bit. Oh, go on, push that a bit further, make that a bit deeper, a bit faster, give me some more power in your voice.
Yeah.
But if I could, draw a parallel, I kind of think they're a bit like that, but...
Sure, yeah, it's a good comparison. Yeah. I'll give him a listen. Like I say, I really like Skillet, so if it's anything sort of similar to...
He's got a similar style of voice, very American, it's quite clear, that kind of region, but back to Evanescence, obviously they've got the energy in Bring Me to Life and then, Going Under, but the ballads. Oh, Christ,
mate.
the ballads.
So I had it on, like we say, we had to sing to it in the car because I had already had it in the CD player. It was the other day I found it in the CD wallet. I was like, oh yeah, we're doing Evanescence. I'll get the Fallen album on, and then it starts. I think it starts with Going Under, and then it's Bring Me to Life, and then so you're already like, oh fucking singing
Psyched,
along, yeah,
hyped,
absolutely going mad for it. And then the song that properly brought me in was Everybody's Fool. And I was like, oh, remember this? Because it was one I didn't recognise title-wise, but as soon as it started playing, I was like, oh, no, this is so good. It's such a great song. And then it drops to My Immortal. Do you know how hard it is to drive when you're just bawling? Just crying my eyes out, trying not to total the car off into like a bridge or something. Proper crying. Proper had me at the heartstrings. And again, like you said, her voice and her ballad style, it's unrivaled. It's amazing.
Like for me, if I was to go ballad, I'd probably go Call Me When You're Sober.
Sure, yeah. She puts power behind that. Yeah.
The slower song for me would be just You Only Call Me When You're Sober.
Yeah.
And again, I picture that music video. She's walking like big grand table.
Yeah, and she storms down the middle of it. Yeah, it's great. It's a great.
They'd have some quality videos.
Yeah,
absolute top draw videos. Evanescence as a band.
Yeah, man. But yeah. It's so good. I remember the My Immortal video, I think it's all black and white, isn't it? And it's her sort of by like an outdoor pond or water or swimming pool type thing, and that's all really theatrical and really...
Yeah, like a big fountain or something.
Yeah.
That rings a bell. Not entirely certain.
But again, the music videos sort of stick in your head. It's that kind of... And again, they've got the Going Under one where she falls beneath the crowd and then suddenly she's underwater. Like, there's some camera effects in there for, the early 2000s. It was a...
Well, that's
pretty crazy.
They've been going and pushing it. And I feel like I need to give them a bit more credit. Like, so obviously, Fallen is the album, and I think we've covered all the songs that the big ones on that. Bring Me to Life, Going Under, My Immortal, Call Me When You're Sober.
Mm-hmm. Call Me When You're Sober's...
Sorry, the second one.
Everybody's Fool.
Yeah, Everybody's Fool. Oh no, is it The Open Door? It's The Open Door. The second album. Is it?
Yeah. So the first album's Fallen, and then the second album is The Open Door.
But starting with 2003, they've actually released one in April of this year called The Bitter Truth.
I listened to a little bit of it today before coming round. Yeah,
and it, as something as chaotic as 2021 in general, to release an album in 2021, I know everyone probably can just be at home streaming and playing it, but it still peaked. It's already peaked at number 4.
That's great. Well, an album chart.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And that matches their self-titled album from 2011 at number 4. The Open Door hit number 2, and The Fallen was number 1. So these big 4 albums have all been top 5 selling albums in the UK.
Stance
that's fucking strong.
I wouldn't have thought that for Evanescence. Again, I love them and I've got real passion for them, but you wouldn't have thought, like, critically.
Well, I think the fan base that The Open Door and Fallen built upon have then given them the strength to like. They've released singles, like, don't get me wrong, but no other singles have cracked the top 10.
No.
So it's not the singles they're pushing out. They're
it's
not
the
breaking.
People buying the albums.
They've got a fan base. They've backed it up. They've got a solid foundation. That their albums. Okay, I'll listen to the new album. Oh yeah, I'll buy the new album. See what else. What else has Amy Lee got up her sleeves? Mm-hmm. Like if there was like we like doing on this podcast. If you were to recommend an Amy Lee song to someone that maybe one they've not heard or one that's not as well known as the one you'd push and Evanescence.
So talking, they just released the new album 2021. She's just appeared on the new Bring Me the Horizon album.
Oh yeah.
In the title track, it was The Only Butterflies Left Will Be in Our Chest as we march towards our deaths. I think is the
work on your song titles, people. I want concise titles.
But it was really nice. So again, I was just listening to the Bring Me the Horizon album, not that specific track, and then that track came on, and I was like, "That's Amy Lee." And then looked at my phone on Spotify, and it was Amy Lee. I'm like, "Oh!" But it was really nice to hear her voice again. Again, like apart from listening to stuff every now and again in the playlist, I've not listened to Evanescence in years and years properly. So that kind of sparked the kind of, oh yeah, you know what? I will go back and find some other. But yeah, I'd recommend that, the feature in the Bring Me the Horizon.
See, I'm starting to think we're spending too much time together because my recommendation is also not an Evanescence song, but a song featuring Amy Lee.
Can I guess what it is?
It's not See the Broken.
It's not See the Broken.
Yeah, it's not. I would recommend that, but I feel like I was trying to push for one that might not be as well known. If you have not listened to Broken by Seether,
get on
fucking that. Quality.
And again, music video, it's pretty fucking good.
What a duet. Just what an absolute duet that is. But it's Break In by Hailstorm.
See, doing my reading today, I know she's massive in pushing bands with female... Like that female presence and really trying to push them into the limelight and push them. And Hailstorm came up on one of them lists.
The synergy between the two of them, like Lizzie Hale and the power she's got, and then And then Amy Lee, it's just, what a tune it is.
I don't think I know it.
Really worth. Well, I'm recommend to anyone that's listening. I'll recommend it to you. So yeah, I didn't go see The Broken. I thought it was too obvious a choice. Mine's Breaking, Hailstorm featuring Amy Lee.
Sure.
Absolute quality tune.
I'll definitely jump on that. Yeah.
Because, like we said at the start, Evanescence and Amy Lee, it's one and the same.
Oh yeah. There was a time.
She is Evanescence.
So it started as her and Ben Moody, and they started young, like they were proper, just getting into their teenage, when they kind of got together in Little Rock, in America, Arkansas. There you go. Well done, Mr. Geography. I'm just
yeah, but my American geography is shite. You could have given me a bit of warning.
Yeah. But apparently around there, everyone's got a piano in their house.
Right.
Like 3/4 of the people that live there play an instrument. Kind of, it's that kind of musical, bringing up people to that kind of scene. They started there, and it was her and Ben Moody, and then trying to go through, find different people that play instruments to fit the different places in the band. So they think they've had a few drummers, a few different bassists. But in the beginning, it was Amy Lee and Ben Moody. Ben played a massive part in writing a lot of the songs for them. But again, Amy always took the presence and the forefront of singing, and they were both fantastic musicians at even starting off. And one quote I've got from him, it was Amy Lee's dad said, "You could tell how close how close the friendship was between Amy and Ben by the amount they insulted each other." Right. Which I think is just a crack. It's such a clear image, that, isn't it? Like, good friend. It's like speaking to our group and stuff like that. Obviously, some of our friends have been there for Jesus. Years and
2005?
years. Yeah, going back some time. But yeah, you could tell how close they were by the amount they insulted each other. I think it's just a great line from it. So yeah, it was mainly them two. And then it got to a point where when they were touring on the first tour, they had disagreements, and they said there's different things on it, but they ended up like growing apart because they'd been together and made the music since they were young. Mm-hmm. And then it came out as well that I read that Ben didn't enjoy touring, because when you're on tour, it's literally you're just doing the same thing over and over again.
Monotonous.
You're not sitting and creating and putting yourself forward in music and kind of thing. It's just like, right, put the coin in the machine, do the thing, next night. So yeah, the monotony of it, I think, got to him. So he ended up leaving that way. But there was a time he told Amy that she should leave it as well, that Evanescence it's not good for her. It ended up breaking her, and she should leave the band. He's since said that he was just upset and he was just trying to sort of lash back and exactly, yeah. But yeah, there was a time where it was mentioned, just like, well, Evanescence could it go on without Amy? But like you said, it's one and the same, isn't it? It's you can't have one without the other. Amy is Evanescence.
Like, they definitely have a signature style in the sound in their guitar, and when the drum comes in, and the use of piano, which is interesting if it links to her, growing up in her background. But again, could you swap out any Tom, Dick, and Harry to play in that style, to play in that sound?
So Amy now is the only original member, or like the only static member, I think is what they say, isn't it? From like that's been there from top to bottom. So yeah, they've managed to get through with all different instruments, and they've had a load of different fantastic and like people playing the instruments as well. Like a load of very talented musicians have played along. It's not saying anything against them, but Amy Lee, man, is, like I say, unrivaled. She's something else. But yeah, like you say, we're going back to the albums as well. They had, did you say there was Fallen, then Open Door, which I think I only know Call Me When You're Sober off. And then maybe Sweet Sacrifice as well.
Sweet Sacrifice is the opening track to the
Sweet
Open Door.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
You probably know Lithium.
Oh, I do know Lithium. Yeah.
Lithium's probably the only other one that I think most people would probably know. And again, that takes in a little different direction, doesn't it? Musically, like, it's definitely a lot more intense, a lot more instruments playing in that one. A bit more of a have some sound, here is sound, like hitting you in the face with it. Look at my kid. But yeah, so it's Fallen in 2003. The Open Door in 2006. They did do a live album in between the two.
Anywhere But Home.
Anywhere But Home.
I've got it. I have got it in there.
And then it was quite a hiatus until their self-titled album in 2011, Evanescence.
Sure.
Leading to their more recent one, The Bitter Truth, which released in April of this year.
They did Synthesis as well, didn't they?
Yeah, 2017, and then Synthesis Live.
So Synthesis was Amy again, you can hear it when she plays. She was like she enjoyed the classical musician side of it as well. So you can hear her piano playing, and then she takes elements from like Bach and sort of that kind of classical era as well in her music. So she wanted to tour, she wanted to make an album with a full orchestra. But she was saying to the manager that they had just like, I don't think we're big enough to be able to do that. I don't think we've got the clout behind us or the money behind us to be able to do something with the full orchestra. Because Metallica did it. I think U2 did it as well. Metallica's big one is S&M, which is Symphony of Metallica. And they do a full album, which is just the orchestra mixed in with the guitars. And it is bliss. It is
Were they not tempted to go M&S?
I know, yeah. But it's so good. But yeah, so they did. The manager was just like, well, we can do it. We can work out the money for it. We'll just. And Amy was like, how are we going to take a whole orchestra on tour with us? It's not going to work. We can't do it. And he was like, well, you don't need to. The places where we're going to go touring,
We'll have orchestras.
We'll have orchestras. So every gig they played on the Synthesis tour, they played with a different orchestra.
So the Boston Philharmonic, the New York Philharmonic.
Exactly. Wherever they went, they got a different orchestra in to play with them. And it was that kind of thing. Because you're then playing a gig one night and then a gig the next night, you can't practice with the orchestra properly that you're playing with.
So there's also a natural variation in the sound.
Exactly. So they were saying like they maybe get a sound check of 3 songs in before they then were playing with this orchestra that they had for the evening, and they said that gave them the sort of a confidence and a boost in their own music abilities, because there will be parts in that show that will go wrong because you've not had a chance to practice it, but being able to sort of look at each of your different band members and work out where you are if something goes wrong and how to fix it and coming out, to realise that you will face problems in it, but you can overcome them. It's just such a confidence boosting element to your playing music. But I thought that was great. It was just like, we don't need to take an orchestra with us. We'll just book one. Every venue we go to, we'll have a different one. But yeah, that was really good. But I listened to Bring Me to Life off the Synthesis live, and that's quite good. So there's not that much heavy guitar to it, and it's not that much bang to it. But it is, you can really hear the musicality to it, and especially Amy Lee's voice. It's
yeah, I must admit, I'm not surprised more people have, maybe they haven't asked to feature, come in and write a single song for them and contribute, because there's just no one like her. There isn't, and everyone just needs to go back and listen. I must admit, if everyone was to listen to the new album, there is a couple of great tracks on there. Better Without You's one.
The one I heard today, I think, was Wasted on You.
That one comes a little bit earlier, I think, but equally is a good one. Another one called Broken Pieces Shine. So if I was to generally recommend Evanescence, listen to that new album, Broken Pieces Shine, like you just said. Better Without You, Wasted on You, both absolute quality tracks. And it's amazing to see. I wonder why they had such a big gap between 2006. Like there was a couple of albums, but like big albums to go 2011, then 2021. I know that, like I said, Synthesis maybe bridges the gap, but in terms of a studio album, maybe they're just doing so much touring. And
I know she had a kid as well. I know she's got a son, but I don't know when she had the child. I also know exactly. I don't know when, but I know she did take some time out when that happened.
But like, if we go back to Broken, that she did with Seether.
Oh, it's so good. The contrasting voice in that song.
His growl and his grit.
Exactly, the different. It works so well.
But I feel like if you ask someone, try and name me 2 or 3 Seether songs if you're into that kind of music throughout the 2000s.
Oh, I'd struggle.
But I reckon they're going to be mentioned Broken, and Broken's only made because of Amy Lee. Mm-hmm. I reckon you'd maybe go, Fake It and Remedy?
Yeah.
Done. So it's a shame, like she helped elevate a band, because I think Broken was like 2004 or something. It was mid 2000s. And
okay, so sort of as she was sort of coming out for the peak of
and I think and it was then Seether released, and Seether's other hits, Remedy and Fake It. I just said it. I can't remember what I just said. Mm-hmm. They came after Broken.
Yeah.
So she almost gave Seether their platform to then kick on.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't speak. Testament to her ability and her star power. Yeah. But like I said, 4 top 10 albums.
Really amazed me. That pretty much every album that she's done is getting into the top 10.
Has peaked at that position. Yeah. I don't know how long for exactly, but absolute quality band. I think everyone needs to go back. I kind of wish she featured in a few more things. Like, go on then. Here's one for you. Just come to the top of my noodle. Pick a band you would love for her to pick. Who would you go for? For me, the one that's screaming at me. If she did something, not maybe with Slipknot, but with Corey Taylor.
Oh, that'd be
Could you imagine that?
great, yeah.
Like, you know, you take something like a Vermilion, Dead Memories.
Sure.
You know, Looking at You Through the Glass.
Yeah.
You know, if we go a bit Stone Sour. Any of the Stone Sour, Slipknot, slower songs. Imagine what she could bring to the party.
Yeah.
Or just a fast one.
Yeah,
And
I was thinking
she
that
just,
she could just
she does the
bounce
opening,
with it,
or
yeah.
she just comes in it, you know, late game, or just, you know, that contrast. Maybe that, you know, night and day, that white and black.
Yeah. With the Hailstorm one that you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
what is that song a slow melody one, or is that a big beating one?
It's on the slower side.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the slower side. It's definitely vocal forward. It's the vocals that push it. It's not too much instrumentally, but yeah, it's an absolute.
Because I'm trying to think. So, see, there's quite a slow and a melody one, and so is the Bring Me the Horizon. The Only Butterflies. That's quite a
Yeah.
You can really hear. So yeah, maybe if you're hearing it, like you say, with the Corey
Taylor,
something with a bit of a kick to it.
Because I really like. So if we think of Bring Me to Life, what I love about the male vocal to contrast hers, he doesn't exactly scream, but you know when he kind of like shout whispers.
Yeah.
Self-control.
Yeah,
You know that
yeah,
bit. I love that bit. So maybe someone with more of a growl or a shout. You know.
Sure.
Who do you maybe pick?
I'd maybe go with Skillet. With you saying Hailstorm and like Skillet earlier, in my head I was like, that might work really well. Because again, I'm a big Jen Ledger fan. And Jen Ledger fan does a lot of the female vocals with the Skillet albums. So I think her with Jen Ledger would be quite a sound. But yeah.
And then the lead singer.
Exactly, with Skillet, yeah. So yeah, that'd be quite a thing. So yeah, something Skillet. But no, I think I'm more on board with yours. I think her doing something with Corey Taylor.
Can you imagine it?
Would be so good. I mean, Corey Taylor can do anything, and I'll give him money for it. But
yeah, here's a blank check with my name on.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah. No, that's a great shout. Yeah, and like you say, something a bit quicker pace, something with a bit of kick to it.
Yeah, a bit oomph.
I think she'd really feature well.
It's amazing how like they are quality over quantity, aren't they? They release it, they nail it.
Yeah, that's it. And like you say, that'll be down to the fan base as well. They've got such a sort of almost cult following for them now.
Well, I'd be interested if anyone that's giving this a listen on like Facebook, Instagram, or the socials. Who do you pair them up with? If you listen to Amy, go and listen to it, Amy Lee. Listen to it, Evanescence. Who do you think they pair up well with? I think I'd want to know. I just want other people's opinions. I want to know what people think.
That, and maybe flip it as well. Who would you like to hear feature on an Evanescence song?
Oh yeah, to bring someone
in, or like if there's an up and coming band or something like that you'd like the lead singer or the sort of main person to maybe jump up and help, like Amy Lee, help them, give them a leg up.
Particularly if they do go in the vein of female vocalists. Does anyone recommend any bands with strong female vocalists?
And then if anyone's just got any sort of female-led bands that they want to throw at us for us to listen to, we're always open for new suggestions and to listen to new stuff. Definitely. Yeah.
I think that's a good place to end it. I don't know
definitely. But like you mentioned the socials, definitely hit us up on the Facebook. The Facebook. Gems of Rock on Facebook. We do have a Gmail, which is gemsofrock@gmail.com. We've got an Insta, which is kept up to date about half as well as the Facebook is. I will get better at it, I promise. We've got a YouTube channel as well. If you'd rather watch the podcast, there's not much to watch. We don't film ourselves. It's just
you don't want that, people.
There's just a little image flashes. But yeah, if you'd rather watch it, again, Gems of Rock anywhere. I'm pretty sure if you stick it into Google, it'll do the legwork for you. It'll find everywhere that we're at.
Well, thanks for listening, for everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Speak to you next time.
Send us a message, get in touch. But yeah, we'll speak to you soon. Cheers, guys.
Ta-ra.
Oh, this time I can't believe you couldn't see.